This video focuses on the lift. The lift is part of the outrun, lift, and fetch. The outrun would be where the dog goes out around the livestock. The lift is the point at where the dog comes in contact with the livestock and starts to bring them to the handler. And then the fetch, of course, is the process of bringing those livestock into the handler. In a trial, of course, you want all of this to be 100% perfect. The outrun is out off the stock. The dog does not come in contact with the stock until they lift them from wherever they are. And then the fetch ideally would be a straight line to the handler. This video just shows a couple of different dogs doing lifts and a little bit of a fetch and outrun in different size arenas with different stock. The first dog is going to be a border collie that is in a bigger field doing a long outrun with a dog holding the livestock for them. So the orange circle that you're about to see is where the handler is. My dog and me are holding the livestock out here. So the dog is running out. You can see on the right side of the screen, she's going to go under the shade of these trees. Right there, you see the sheep have lifted their head. They've noticed the dog, but they have not lifted. So they're not yet threatened by the dog. The dog is outside of their bubble, but they do notice that she's there. The handler's given the dog the cue to turn in and start to control those sheep, and the dog has just not come in contact with them yet. So you can see how close this dog is getting to the sheep. The sheep's heads come up and they lift at a nice walk straight in towards the handler. And the dog is covering that, so the dog is going left or right to continue to keep that line straight. Same dog again. This is a little bit closer outrun, and you can see the sheep start to move early. But she continues to send the dog around until the point of being able to bring them in a straight line. One more, and this time I've got my dog positioned to hold the sheep and have to cause this dog to push on the lift. So notice the sheep have put their heads up. They notice that the dog is out there. The handler's going to give the dog the command to turn in and start to lift the sheep. The sheep will not lift 100% straight this time because my dog is standing literally in the way of their path. But you can notice this dog, she lifts, they lift nicely, they're not panicked, and she covers it. She is going to straighten them up and bring them in a straight line to her handler. This is a newer dog in a smaller area on cattle. Right there, so he's pushing the cattle towards me, and I tell him there and make him stop so that he doesn't push them past me. Same thing in a bigger area with a different dog on cattle. You can see they're moseying around. They have not lifted yet. They're not real concerned about him. I do push him because he gets a little close to the heels, and then I tell him there, and at that point he can control them and lift them, and they lift at a nice walk. He comes up towards the heads to try to influence their path a little bit and get them straight towards me. And then he's going to go back around to the other side and cover the heads on the other side and push just a little bit.